Yeah, I guess it's true that when they say the few won't make it, and best believe in that category, I found a placement. This was never for the money or the payment, this was...
Hello guys, it's Welsh Rifty, and today I am in P3D, in flyinside with the Oculus Rift on runtime 1.3. This is one of the games that I did want to try, but I never wanted to sort of basically invest in it, because when you invest in a flight simulator it ends up being a lot of money, and I'd already done that with X-Plane. However, the admin have said that X-Plane is going to have flyinside support in the next coming months, but I'm impatient and I wanted to try it now. So today we are in the Airbus A319. I mean, the Airbuses all have sort of similar layouts, so I'm sure you probably guessed that anyway. And we are at San Francisco International, and we're at gate 53. Or is it 53? It says 56A, but that's that over there. Anyway, we're here anyway. For gate 55 we're at gate 55. And basically what I want to do was just run through the experience, if it was worth the money, if flyinside is worth getting. You know, what does it look like? Is it as good as anything else that you've experienced before? Is it as good as DCS World? Does it look as good? And all the rest of it. And how does it play? So I'll start with the view and what it looks like. Now, you have an option in the options menu within. Let's see if we can see it. So I'll press the menu button. You can move this menu around as well, any way you want. So menu button there. You won't be able to see it on my screen, but on my screen there's a menu setting now, and one of the settings is called world scale, and that basically sort of like, you know, how big everything looks to you, and how big the environment is, how big the cockpit seems, and all the rest of it. When I first turned this on, it didn't look... for an Airbus you'd think, right, well, it's going to have a big sort of... the cockpit's going to be big. I've been inside, you know, many planes, and you know what the size feels like. It wasn't big enough, basically. I didn't feel like an adult sitting in, you know, a full-blown Airbus A319 or A318 or the A320neo. So I've went on to a couple of forums, and other people had thought the same things. So it turned out that you can manually set it in the config settings yourself, and I turned it to 85%, and after doing that it was perfect. So now this whole cockpit seems perfect to me. I mean, yeah, it does. It seems really well. The only problem that I seem to have, and I think it is just me, because I don't seem to find anybody else that has the issue, and you can't see it. You won't be able to see it. It's only visible from inside the headset, and that is the fact that looking around every now and again, I'll get sort of like a clipping issue where it will sort of, little parts of the cockpit will disappear for like a millisecond and reappear. That's basically the best way that I can describe it. But other than that, I mean, that does annoy me, and I am going to figure out what that is. I'm pretty sure that is just me, and something wrong with my PC, most likely graphics driver issue or something along those lines. But anyway, it does look good. Clarity isn't bad, actually. I mean, I can make out them words. I mean, if you've flown these planes plenty of times, then you'll be able to know exactly where everything is anyway. But I can make out. So, what I couldn't make out, let's just go ahead and start a few things up. Let's get the mouse back. Right, so, let's get the external power on. Alright, so I'm just going to turn the displays on 2 seconds. A little bit too bright there. A little bit too bright there. And the weather radar is just behind this one, isn't it? Yeah, let's get that on there. and the bottom displays not too bright again. And that is that. Right, so they're on for now. Right, so what I was going to say is the displays, the main displays aren't actually that bad. I mean, the center display, I probably have to lean in to say about there to make out what that display is. MCDUs, they are very difficult. The best way to basically do it is to have, you know, like you would do if you were playing it in single player. If you were playing it without the Rift, you'd be able to move yourself around. You'd have mapped these buttons like this, so we can move ourselves around the cockpit. But moving forward there, I mean, I still can't make any of that out really. But however, there is a feature, and I thought it was quite a nice little feature, on flyinside, where, so, say for instance, you can lean forward, you can enlarge things like this. I don't know if you can see that on the mirror, but that basically is an option to enlarge, and it magnifies it. So magnifying that makes me be able to see a bit clearer on what is on the MCDU, which is good. So that side of things is good. It is compatible with leap motion. I haven't got leap motion, but I might get it just to give it a whirl and see how well it works with flicking these switches, because using the mouse is a bit of a pain in the bum. As you can see, it follows me around, but you know, you've still got to reach out and use the mouse. But I'm sure there's an update coming where that's going to change, and you'll just be able to look around and press the button on your joystick to enable switch. So I could just press the button and it would obviously work. What I'm going to do now is I'm doing just a quick flight. I'm probably not going to fly all the way, to be honest. I'm probably just going to get it up in the air, probably get to cruise altitude and then leave it at that, because by then you would have got the idea. But what I'll do is, instead of boring you with program the MCDU, I'll cut the video here, program the MCDU with the route, probably grab a route from FlightAware, or I'll use eFast to automatically generate one for me. But either way, I'll program the MCDU and we'll pop back in from there, and we'll start up the plane and get on the runway and get out. So I'll see you back in a minute. Rightio, I am back. Sorry about that. I had a bit of an issue programming the MCDUs. In general, all I can say is that it's an absolute pain in the arse to do it. Without having something like EasyDot, where you can just move a slide over to it and you're sort of leaning over trying to make something out and then try to type. It's not quite there yet to do that, which, I mean, like I said, there are other ways to do it. You can have it on your tablet, but it means taking your headset off, programming it, banging your headset back on. But if you don't mind doing that, then that's fine. I mean, it can take an immersion, especially if you've got to change things up and program arrival, hold patterns, that type of thing. But for now I'm just going to put that down to that side of things. I don't think's ready. Other people may disagree. They're not. Another thing I'm going to apologise for is the what you're seeing. The frame rate is absolutely not what I'm getting. I'm getting completely smooth frame rates, 1-to-1. But I've seen on the monitor what you're getting, even though I've changed it to capture unlimited and to be able to have unlimited, it's still only getting like something like 13 frames per second, if that. So I do apologise for what you're seeing, but I can assure you that if you were to get it, it would be the same. You wouldn't be having that experience, nor am I. I'm not having that experience either. And obviously I've spoken about the aspect ratio. It doesn't look anything like what I'm seeing. But what we'll do is, if you know you haven't already clicked off due to the shocking frame rate there, which I have tried to adjust, by the way, there's nothing I can do about that right now. But we will carry on anyway. As you can see, I've got the gate here, which seems to be doing its own weird thing, kind of sort of taking me out. But I've got all the passengers aboard anyway. So I want to sort of make this a little bit easier, but what we'll do is we will try and get the checklists on the go. Yeah, let's get the checklist on the go.
Okay, let's start with the cockpit preparation checklist.
Yes, let's.
Batteries.
Oh.
Set on electrical power and external power is on. Navigation lights.
Nav lights.
Set on engines master. Both off.
Yep.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Checked. Normal. Landing gear lever. Checked. Parking brake. Off. Flaps.
Oh, don't know why they're like that. Oh, come on now, you little flappers. Get back there.
Set.
There we go.
Speed brake lever.
Yeah.
Checked. Retracted. Thrust levers. Idle. Transponder mode. Checked. Standby. Radio control panel.
Oh, radio control panel isn't on actually. Oh, come on. See that? There's no need for that, is there?
Set on ECAM recall.
Do you know what? Let's make it a little bit easier on ourselves. Let's get the co-pilot tab out with us, shall we? Can't reach
Checked.
everything with this clicker.
Anti-skid. On. Flight director. On. Emergency lights. Set. No smoking signs. Set on. Anti-ice. Off. Probes and window heat. Auto. Air conditioning. Checked. Ventilation panel. Is checked. Electrics panel. Checked. Fuel pumps.
Oh.
Set on. Hydraulics. Is checked. Accumulator brake pressure.
You can do the accumulated brake pressure, my friend.
Set. EGWPS. On. EFCS. On. ADs.
Adis.
Checked.
Right.
Emergency equipment. Is checked. Checklist complete.
Thank you. Right, I'm going to go ahead and close the doors. Slide over here. All day return to the page. Aircraft doors. Close one. Look at the two, what I mean. How hard is this to click? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Click. So much harder. There we go.
Captain, the cabin is secure. All passengers are aboard.
Thank you. Let's get rid of the
Okay,
jetway
let's
innit?
do the before start checklist. Windows and doors. Closed and locked. APU.
APU on.
Set on. APU bleed.
On. Wait for the APU to kick in now.
Cactus 2043, Boston Alpha, what's your discretion? Our discretion, Cactus 2043.
I wish that jetway didn't look so dodgy when it comes close. Such a cool little feeling watching that sort of pull away from the plane, and you get that feeling, you know, you're in the cockpit, and that's what it's about, isn't it? The immersion, it's what it's all about. I say that every time, but it is. Sky and a nice sunset, guys. I wish I could have this in a smooth frame rate for you, I really do. So smooth for me. I wouldn't play it if it wasn't. Come on, APU. What's the APU? Has he got on the APU on it? In fact, trying to make out which one the APU
Set
is
on. External power.
quite difficult. I'm pretty sure it's
Disconnected
there.
and off. Cabin signs.
Oh,
Set on. Thrust levers. Idle. Parking brake. Set on. Barrow reference. Checked.
Barrow
1
reference.
0 1 3. 1 0 1 3.
Yeah.
Check beacon lights. Set on. Checklist complete.
Wunderbar. Right. Before we go anywhere, I'm going to set the
5 Oscar on taxi ramp.
Sweet, ready. So I can just have all this ready.
American 143 taxi.
Alright, so let's do about 230. I don't know, do over 250 underneath 10,000 feet anyway. I didn't know. Get ourselves up to 10,000 feet. Yeah. Alrighty.
2134 is on kilo for B16.
So, gonna go ahead and ask ATC for pushback now.
Alpha Echo short of kilo.
So you notice that I get the little window pop up here. You can do whatever I want with that really. You can sort of move it around, and I find I like to have it there. I've got one there which I move behind. I don't like to break the immersion, so I like to keep it in something that I can just turn and look at. So let's change it around. Tune to ground, press taxi, remain in pattern. And wait for that to come back now.
Alpha November, cross runway 15 right, hold short, runway 15 left. Alpha November, cross 15 right, hold short.
By the way, if anybody knows in P3D, I am new to P3D, I do use X-Plane. If anybody knows how to have the ATC in voice rather than in small text like this, please let me know in the comments box, because it is a pain when you have the Rift on and you're trying to look. I'm not too sure yet. I'm going to turn on progressive taxi, as it is hard to make out in the distance taxi signs, so don't exactly know where I am in San Francisco here.
Access 2043 ready for taxi.
Okie dokie, I'm going to acknowledge the clearance.
2043 Boston, ground taxi Echo Alpha, hold short of Charlie, expect runway 22 right.
Echo Alpha, hold yes, I have acknowledged it. Come on, let's try again. There we go. Nope. Thank you. Right. So, let's go ahead and get us pushed back.
Okay, push back your discretion. Okay, push up discretion, I'll tell you it's not golf heavy. Should say 91 Boston, I'll push back your discretion.
And we are in pushback. So, while that's doing that,
Flight deck to ground.
Go ahead, sir. Stop, you're scaring.
Okay, ground. We have ATC clearance for push and start now. Please confirm ground equipment and services are clear.
We're already pushing back, mate.
November, cross runway 15 right, hold short runway 15 left. Kilo, Bravo, November, cross 15 right, hold short 15 left.
The ground equipment and stairs are clear, all doors are closed.
Yeah, 7687, hold short taxi November, please. Hold short of November.
Start pushback.
United 634, continue
back and brake released.
Bravo, Zulu, runway 15
Start and
right,
push
hold
back,
short
you can
November.
start both engines at your discretion.
Bravo, Zulu.
Okay.
You wanted to turn,
well, I'm going to go ahead and start engine 1.
United 634, on runway
Starting
15
engine
right,
1.
hold short November. Okay, on 15 right, hold short November, United 634. Cactus 2043, runway 22 right, taxi Alpha November, cross runway 15
Just wait for it
hold short
to
runway 15
wait
left.
for engine 1 to
Alpha
stabilise, and
November,
we'll hit engine 2.
cross 15 right, hold short 15 left, Cactus.
Controls are up there.
Southwest 1820, Boston, ground push back, your discretion. Southwest 1820.
I do wish P3D's lights were better.
November 1, Zulu Mike, make the left turn on November.
The lights on this look like orbs, don't they?
Alpha departure.
Too much bloom on them. Saying that, I did have to adjust X-planes to my own liking as
Engine
well.
1 stabilised.
Fantastic. Right.
Your Mercury 5888, Boston, contact you after the
Where's my mouse?
Starting engine 2.
Starting engine 2.
5 left, monitor tower 128.8. 288, we'll cross 15 left, American.
What is that doing, look?
7687, give way
Like
to
it's on ice.
Airways, Airbus 319,
What are you
left,
doing?
Then it's runway 22 right, taxi November, cross
Strange,
runway 15
strange,
right, hold short
strange.
runway 15 left. Yeah, give way to US Airways, we'll cross 15 right and hold short off 15 left, yes.
I'm not sure. This is the A319, aerosoft's A319. I thought it would come with its own pushback feature, but I haven't seemed to be able to find it, so I've been using the in-game one, which acts like a complete turnip. I mean, what is that doing?
Engine 2 stabilised.
Thank goodness.
And pushback is complete, Captain. Please set your parking brakes.
Parking brake is set.
Parking brakes are set.
Okay then, Captain. Tow bar disconnected. Your nose steering pin is removed. All clear signal on the right. Have a good one, sir.
Okay, 36.
Radio. We can see the progressive taxi lines there. So
The after start checklist.
let's rock and roll it.
Engine mode selector. Set. APU bleed. Set off. APU master.
Roger, on the way to 22 right, Kilo Bravo, November.
Come on.
Set off. Ground spoilers. Set.
Armed.
Rudder trim. Checked. 0.
Yep.
Pitch trim.
Pitch trim, you can do from your side, mister. Anything that is a bit of a pain for me to try and do in this, he can do for me. That's what he's there for after all. At least until I can map some better buttons for me to try and sort of do myself. Come on mate, let's hurry this up, skip the time.
Pitch trim. Flight controls.
Right, flight controls. Full left.
Full left.
Full right.
Full right.
Full up.
Neutral. Full up.
And full down.
Full down.
And neutral.
Neutral. Check. Flaps. Flaps 1. Anti-ice. Off. ECAM status. Checked. ECAM door page.
On.
Checked. Hand signal. Received. Checklist complete.
Fantastic. Right, we can taxi. Let's do the taxi checklist.
28.8, Cactus 24.3.
Come on.
And the taxi checklist.
So the taxi lights on. It's the first thing he's going to ask me to do, isn't it?
Nose lights.
Yep.
Set on. Brake checks.
Let's do the brake.
Pedal pressed.
Yep.
Checked. 0.
Thank
Checked.
you.
Auto brake.
RTO.
Max.
There we go.
Takeoff data.
You can set that for me, can't he?
Set. FCU. Checked. Flight
he has got it.
instruments.
There we go. Perfect.
Checked.
B1, there we go.
Checked. ECAM TO config. Set. Checklist complete.
Fantastic.
Flight attendants. Seats for takeoff, please.
Oop. Not just yet, mate.
Before takeoff checklist.
Let's
Brake
carry on
temperature.
moving.
Checked. Brake fans. Off. Engine mode selector. Checked. Normal. TCAS.
Everything's good.
TARA. Tilt above. Exterior lights.
We're not on the
Set
runway.
on.
You do
Sliding
shouldn't
tables.
have pressed you.
Stowed. Stow. Checklist complete.
Yeah, switch them back to taxi.
340 ground taxi.
We're not. We're not. I just pressed the wrong button because I couldn't read the damn MCDU from here.
8 kilos short of kilo 3. We'll stay with you, Air Canada 340.
Ground per Canada 3186, approaching spot 9 for taxi.
That's the issue with not being able to read the MCDU.
3186, that's 2
Should have realised that we'd already done the taxi checklist.
We're coming
And the
up
next
on
one
November.
was at takeoff.
That's full 3186.
Kind of killed my realism, but I'll remember for next time. So we're going to do.
Kilo November
Try
behind
and do a
you,
little bit of 10 knots here.
27 right, Brickyard.
Unfortunately, my rudder doesn't work with my joystick, so I have to use an horrendous rudder way. But I have a new joystick on the way, and that should sort that out. Oh, someone coming into land there, look. I've taken off from that runway before now. Pretty sure that's 28 left, I think.
Canada 340, turn left on kilo 3 and the ramp
Because you can
control
taxi
gate
right around
0.57.
and have the C on your right as you taxi around.
Okay,
I'm
that's kilo 3 and over the ramp.
definitely taken off from there. Jesus Christ, we're busy today and there's somebody else. Sure. Off they go. I give it that. At least it's better at X-Plane than that. X-Plane you have no traffic whatsoever unless you grab the add-on, which I don't have that add-on. I have plenty but not that one. And I should get it really. But at least with P3D, it's all already there for you.
Oh, ground flagship 3289, spot 9, Texas, November.
Saying that, do you know what, I can make that out, not too bad, it's GA.
Cross 27 right over,
Any pass further than that, I mean, in the distance it is a bit difficult.
Ground 127 left, that should be a kilo 3, hold short, run 127 right. Alright, kilo 3, short 27 right, flagship 3289 over 27 left.
I mean, this feels nice when you're doing this, you know, when you just taxi into the runway. And I hate taxiing. It's literally the part that bores me the most. But in this, I'm loving it. It is it's a different experience in this. Increase that a bit more.
Hey, good morning, Rampage 5441, short of November.
Lovely looking sky out there. God, I wish the frames were better, man. I wish the frames were better for you. I mean, the frames are good for me. And I'm running on pretty decent settings. You know, you can't go into this and expect to be running, you know, ultra settings. You're not going to do that. You're not going to get the best frame rates from doing that. Not inside here. But flyinside does use a synchronous time warp, which is probably... I've got somebody else taxiing down there as well.
Grand Southwest 1947.
Which is probably why you're seeing the poor frame rates and I'm seeing really good ones.
Taxi kilo 3, hold short, runway 27 right.
I can't make out what type of plane that is, man.
Kilo 3, hold short. Southwest. Where's it?
I can't even make out it.
Flagship 33
Who it is.
right.
We're American Airlines, by the way. 1926, but I'm sure I've already said that.
1947, follow the RJ across runway 27 right, tower the other side.
No, I can't make it out.
1947.
Maybe in the CV one I might be able to.
3645, slot 13 November.
Guess I'll have to wait and find out, won't I?
3645 ground, runway 27 left.
This has CV1 support, by the way. Flyinside. He is consistently updating it.
Echo short 27 right, Wisconsin. 45.
And he is updating it for X-Plane in the next couple of months. So that's what I've read on the forum.
Ground taxi, kilo and kilo 3, ramp on spot number 9. Kilo 3, ramp on spot 9.
But if it works as well as it does for P3D, I mean, I've heard it works even better for FSX. So if you have FSX and you have an Oculus Rift, then this is something that you should definitely be thinking about getting. Like I said, the MCDU side of it is my only sort of gripe. Everything else looks and feels nice.
Philly ground, people on 4373, spot 12 taxi. 4373, Philly ground is Papa.
Oh, I can't wait till my new joystick gets here. Trying to use the rudder this way is so annoying.
Papa yet, we'll grab it.
Taxiing isn't my strong point anyway, man.
Yeah,
It really isn't.
Right now I'm showing wind 220.
Not enough to stop and ask for a crossover, am I? No, he's taken off from the same runway as us. We'll probably have to wait for him anyway. I think this is run. Oh, I missed what it was. It was runway 1 left, was it?
Scott 3645, cross runway 27 right, turn right Sierra, Monte south. Cross 27 right on Sierra over to tower. See you later, Wisconsin 3645. For 4373, we're going to ship it to you, 27 left. Appreciate the help. You got it, 4373, 27 left, hotel and echo, hold short, runway 27 right. Hotel echo, short 27 right.
I think we're probably going to end up having to hold short of this runway and wait for him to be clear. Oh, he's setting off anyway. There he goes. Still didn't catch what type he was there. Sure, one of you guys did. So we'll come here and we will hold short of 1 right. Let's go ahead and bung the takeoff lights back on now, I think. Radio.
22 right position and hold, southwest 13.
Let's go ahead and ask for takeoff clearance.
31, cross runway 22 right, contact ground point 9 as you're crossing.
22 right, ground point 9.
There we go, requesting clearance.
Contact in departure.
140 on the turn, cleared.
Come on. There we go, cleared for takeoff. Runway 1 right, set to go.
Hold
Let's
short, runway 22 right, remain this frequency.
Right at Kilo, hold short.
go ahead and move that behind me for now. Oh, I cannot let go of it.
Southwest 1322.
Let's get you back there. Right, there we go.
Pick up 22 right, southwest 1322.
So, let's move on to the runway.
Delta 1887 Tower, runway 22 left position and hold traffic 13 mile final for your runway. Traffic will arrive at crossing runway.
Approaching 01 right.
Thank you for that information.
Parallel runway prior to Delta 1807, runway 22 right position and hold.
On runway 01 right.
And Delta 1887 runway
This
22
feels
left
so good,
position
I'm
and
not
hold.
gonna
Traffic
lie.
will arrive at crossing runway. And Caution correction.
Playing fighter simulators as a child, all the way up. This is the kind of stuff you used to just dream about. If somebody had told you something like this would have been available to you back then, you would have been like, yeah, whatever. Dream on. Right. Okay.
Delta 1887.
Right. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Right. I'm gonna go to flex. Stop
Good night, many
proceeding.
thanks, southwest 1322.
Slowly push this forward.
Spirit 312 with the ILS 27. Spirit 3 Centaur, runway 27, clear to land. Clear to land 27, Spirit 312.
Takeoff.
Delta 1807, hold in position.
Here we
on
go.
Runway 22 right.
Check.
Holding position 22 right, Delta 1807.
Delta
Power set.
1887 without delay, runway 22
100
left,
knots.
clear for
Checked.
takeoff, traffic
Coming up to
surround.
V1.
Roll, Delta
V1.
Rotate.
Eagle Flight 4533, cross runway 22 right and then contact ground point 9.
Okay, cross the right, call ground point 9. 45.
Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up. Gear up. Navigation.
JetBlue
Check.
426, cross runway 22 right and then
Wow.
contact ground point 9.
God, that feels good.
Cross 22 right, point 9, get in, JetBlue 426.
JetBlue 1326, thanks for your help. Cross runway 22 right and then contact ground point 9.
Cross 22 right, contact ground point 9.
Autopilot is going on. Gear is up. Lights off.
Flaps. Thought he would have done that for me, but obviously not. Should have done that myself anyway, really, I suppose. Alright, let's pull that
Climb
back to
thrust.
climb thrust.
And the after takeoff checklist. Engine
Look at
mode
that.
selector. Checked.
Brilliant.
Normal. Spoilers. Disarmed. Flaps. Checked. Retracted. Landing gear. Gear up. Lights off. Exterior lights. Set off. Packs. Both on. Anti-ice.
That's telling me
off.
that auto thrust is limited.
TCAS. Checked.
I'm aware we've got to do
Altimeter.
250
1,
knots
0,
below
1, 3.
10,000.
1,
As soon as we get up 10,000, I'll push it back up.
Checked. Checklist complete.
We can do 250. Oh, there we go. Oh wow, it's got the Golden Gate Bridge there, that's not too bad, is it? Shouldn't be telling me that auto thrust is limited. Let's go ahead and turn auto thrust. engage. Let's try and get this up. It is in climb. I'm positive I put it in climb. I have. It's in climb now. I think it was just slightly out of climb there, which is quite strange. I thought I'd put it in. I did hear the click, and he did tell me that I'd done it, but obviously I'd had not clicked it in. But I'm pretty sure I did. And there's ksfo down there. And as soon as we get past 10,000, which is in a minute, I'm tuned to Oakland Centre now. There we go. It's strange, I'm not too sure how the ATC works on P3D. It's different to X-Plane. I mean, I'm not too sure if I have to wait for him to clear me to proceed up to cruise altitude now. Do you know what, for the sake of the video, I'm going to clear off the ATC. And we will proceed up to cruise. So, our cruise altitude for today is 33,000. So let's proceed up to cruise.
Passing 10,000 feet. Lights off.
And we'll go to
Off.
285 knots for now. I'm in no rush. This is fantastic. Yeah, guys. I mean, sorry about that. Got in my own little world there. I mean, let me just see if I can stand up and move. Try and get out my chair now. Look at that. Let me just try and move a bit further. Look at that. Just stood behind my chair. Just look out there. Oh, it's so good. This is what flight sims are made for, man. Really, really are good. I think I'm going to leave the video here, guys. If you enjoyed this video and would like me to do more videos, whether it's in the Rift or without, I'd be happy to. I mean, I'd be happy to do... If I can sort the frame rate issue out with... Not for myself, but on your side of what you're seeing, and I can smooth that out, I would definitely consider starting to do some Fly 2 videos where we can mimic some actual flights. This is an actual flight today from San Francisco. I think it was at gate 46, could be wrong. But if you fancy doing that, or fancy me doing something like that, then by all means, I would happily do that for you guys. I mean, yeah, I'm stood in the cockpit, man. Absolutely madness. And it...
Transition altitude. arrow reference, set and cross-checked. Check.
Feels brilliant. Alright, better get back into the seat.
Correct, 661 Mike, for further climb, connect radar 134605, goodbye. 34605, good luck, 64 Mike.
And there we go, we're back in the cockpit seat. Yeah, sunset over there, man. Brilliant. Well guys, I've been Welsh Rifty, and I do hope you've enjoyed this video, and I do really apologise for the frame rate on your side of things. Like I said, the asynchronous time won't makes it super smooth for me on the inside of the Rift, and obviously the aspect ratio is not a lot for me to do, but if there is, I will absolutely do something about that and make the video much better quality for you guys to watch and much more enjoyable. But for now, I've been Welsh Rifty, and I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you do, please hit the like button and let me know anything you'd like me to do, or anything in the comments box.
And top switch 1331, GS75, cleared parachute and deep on Vegas. Gamza, climb to flight level 320.
Alright guys, take it easy.